This is Tiffany, my camera person.
Oh my gosh.
Will, Lakaya, Ty, Rashid, Will, and Priscilla. Okay, I'm Angela, and I'll be giving my speech on universal healthcare. Okay, does everybody in the room have healthcare? Health insurance? Yeah, everybody? Has it? No?
No.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. So that's a big problem in 2014. You know you're going to get fined, right? Yeah, 2014 hits, you're going to get fined because Obamacare has taken place or is going to occur in 2013, which means that everyone has to buy healthcare. That is one of the biggest issues that we're having right now. Businesses and people in general are having to struggle trying to find different rates and whatnot to insure their employees or themselves and their families. So what I'm promoting today is universal health care. One of the biggest issues that we've had is that our health care has driven us into an extremely large deficit. With Medicaid and Medicare, our government pays for it, but they don't have the money to pay for it, so they borrow from the American people, from their bank accounts. Everything that you have electronically goes to the government whenever they need it, and they try to pay you back. So 23% of our national budget is going to health insurance, which is Medicare and Medicaid. Medicaid pays for just people who are unable to pay for their own insurance, and then Medicare pays for the elderly. So the problem with Obamacare is that it is extremely difficult. When each person has different standards that they're set upon. So like for kids, the government will still help if they have a pre-existing disease. For adults who have a pre-existing disease, they will become a high risk factor and their rates will go up. And then everybody else has to just deal with the rates that are already set in place for insurance companies. Although they said that they are going to surveillance the insurance companies, they cannot necessarily force them down. They can offer rebates. It is also called the Affordable Care Act. So it's supposed to promote like a more Democratic and Republican stance. The Republicans don't want to have to pay for other people's insurance, while Democrats want everybody to pay for insurance, which is what universal health care actually is. It means that each of us will be deducted out of our paychecks a certain rate depending on how much we get paid. But automatically, your copay will be anywhere from $0 to $10 each doctor's appointment, while your medications will go from $0 to $25. It will also take care of businesses, because businesses will no longer have to insure their employees. Everybody will already have insurance. Do you guys have any questions?
I have a question. What other countries are already using universal health care?
Britain, Canada, most of actually our wealthy, developed countries have it. There's a few that don't.
Are they paying the same amount of taxes as we are here in America?
No, their taxes are higher, but at the same time, you pay for Medicaid and Medicare through your taxes, as well as Social Security, right?
Okay.
That part will be eliminated.
In your opinion, do you think that it's anything that Obama could do to revise his plan and make it better?
I think that he could give more resources for people. You know what I mean? Like, right now we have so many insurance companies that are competing against each other, and since their rates are so high, all they can do, they have the freedom to raise them more and more and more. Mm-hmm. And then, doctors are scared because of insurance liabilities, and they're tiptoeing, and then they raise their bills higher because they can get sued easily by the insurance companies. So what you could do is like maybe limit the amount of health insurance companies there are, and limit the rates.
Is there a cutoff age for when citizens would have to purchase their own health insurance?
Rather than their family?
Yeah.
Yes, instead of 25, which it was in 2012, it will be 26. But at the same time, your parents have to get you insurance if you don't have it yourself.
For somebody who didn't know about either one of these, Obamacare or the universal health care, what are some of the definite good sides to Obamacare? It kind of seemed like you were slamming on Obamacare first.
Yeah, Obamacare. What's good about it is that everybody will be insured. Businesses will have insurance. All of us will have insurance. So.
I thought there was a minimum set on that. They had to make over $30,000 a year.
For what?
The Obamacare to be part of this plan.
No, everybody's part of the plan.
Everybody is.
Mm-hmm.
There's one other thing that I've noticed. I've worked with people that have worked with pharmacies, people that have they've looked into researching universal health care. This is all secondhand knowledge. It's not something I've looked up.
Yeah.
But from what they tell me is that the standard of living, or the standard of quality of care goes down when universal health care comes out. They have to use a cheaper medication that the insurance companies put out. They have to use
No, I understand what
less,
you're saying. It's less efficient.
It's much less efficient. I know statistically, like my grandfather actually had prostate cancer here a couple months ago. I guess about a year now. And he did a lot of research into it, and he showed me the stats from it. And he said here in America, because of the way our healthcare system is set up, there's a 96% chance that he's not going to have any problems with what stage he's in. He compared them to Canada, to Britain, and to, I want to say it was Germany, France, or Spain, one of those three. And statistically, they have a lower percent of survival rate of people who have the same surgery.
There is a big difference in our healthcare and theirs. Not just in the fact that we don't have universal healthcare. Our healthcare is better, but also euthanasia is legal in all these countries as well. You know what euthanasia is?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So euthanasia is legal, and another problem that we have is that a lot of our medications aren't necessary. There are plenty of countries that go without them. I'm not saying prostate cancer is a very important,
That's just
that
one example
medication.
that I
Yes,
know.
that medication is necessary, but a lot of medications that we put out there, a lot of what the pharmaceutical companies charge us. I'm a diabetic, and if I go to the doctor and say I have a problem with my feet, they will prescribe me vitamins so that I will pay more for what I can get at the drugstore because they're FDA approved. And so the pharmacy has a monopoly on doctors. Like if you go into the doctor's office and you see somebody who's dressed up with like a briefcase, they are those people called
Pharmaceutical brokers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pharmaceutical broker. My
yeah,
uncle's actually
basically.
one. He's the one that broke some of this down for me. The biggest problem that he's had is, I guess, we have knockoff brands that have more side effects, that are more dangerous. Every time a patent expires, these knockoff brands come in. They end up being stuff that you can have over the counter. It no longer becomes a prescription. And they do that, they lower the dosage. They don't follow the formula exactly. I wouldn't say vitamins specifically, but I'm still talking medication. And I mean, it just seems more dangerous, less stable, to me anyway, using a universal health care where it lowers the quality of our healthcare actual system. Like, do you believe that would be a factor if we switched over to universal health care? Would our
I think
healthcare
it
go
would
down?
lower it, but we are
Then why would
the
we want
best
that?
country for healthcare. Well, we would want it because it also would be cost efficient
To who?
to everybody. I mean, to business owners. Like, our manager has his own business, his own restaurant, right? With Obamacare, he is forced to insure every employee that he has. Before, or I guess at this point in time, and I'm not sure if it's before or after this point in time, but you could buy insurance through your company, but the business didn't have to insure you.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah, but now it's going to change.
Do you believe that we should all be required to purchase healthcare? I mean, should that be one of our life, liberty, pursuit of happiness healthcare
I
too?
think we all should be allowed to have healthcare.
But should it be forced down our throats?
Do you feel that it's forced down your throat?
No,
by the
absolutely not.
doctors?
But I mean, like,
But that's all. That's all syntax. I mean, like, you're using a certain type of language instead of saying healthcare is a good thing. I like having that safety net. You're saying it's forced down your throat, and that's what it is. It's a safety net.
okay.